Okay, hello and welcome to River Valley Riders Volunteer Training. So I'm Cheryl Holt. I am a co-founder of River Valley Riders, the executive director, and a PATH certified instructor. And I want to thank you for your interest in becoming a volunteer for River Valley Riders. So today we're going to cover talk a little bit about our mission and our history, our fundraiser information, overview of our participants' special needs. We're going to go over the volunteer handbook. I'm just going to highlight a few areas, and that'll give you an opportunity to ask any questions if you had questions about that. I'm hoping everybody has read the handbook. And then we're going to do an overview of carriage driving and then some other opportunities that RVR can, volunteer opportunities that we have. So our mission is to create a supportive community where people with special needs connect with horses and experience life-changing benefits. So our history has been a really incredible journey. We created the organization in the fall of '99 and started lessons at Washington County Fairgrounds in the spring of 2000. We started out on Wednesdays with 18 riders and about 7 horses. So the organization has grown immensely over the years, and our dream was always to have our own property and facility. So we purchased 38 acres of property in 2009. And then we had to fundraise again to get the funds needed to start the improvements, such as the driveway, the parking lot, and the outdoor arena. We opened for business in Afton the fall of 2011, with our first full year being 2012. And then we needed more improvements and brought in electricity for lights in 2012 and continued to improve the property over these last 20 years. So our fundraise, we always fundraise first and then do the improvement. So we've continued to expand our participant numbers from 18 in 2000 to over 150 today. We added an indoor heated arena in 2019 and added a heated viewing room, indoor bathrooms, which are also storm shelters, an office and small conference room, plus the mounting annex building, and that was added in 2023. And we have paid off our mortgage. So River Valley Riders is debt-free. So here's some pictures of the areas when you get there today. There's an observation room right here, and that's also the prep room for riders when we're riding indoors. We have windows that look into the indoor arena. And we also have a camera showing the indoor arena on the TV screen, as you can see. We have a little small kitchenette area with the bottle filler and water fountain there. And then these are our 2 indoor bathrooms. One of the bathrooms has a shower unit in it. We have an office for the instructors, which doesn't look this neat and clean right now, but and then a small conference room. So both bathrooms and this small conference room are storm shelters. They have the block walls, and so there's added protection, and they're more in the middle of the building. And then this is the front unfinished area. So when you get there today, you're going to come into this area, and this is where you're going to register that you're here and drop off your information and your forms. And this is the mounting annex. So this is the indoor mounting area where, we're going to be working today. Okay, so our program, like I mentioned, we have over 150 participants. This year we'll be using 11 different horses. Only 5 of these horses are owned by River Valley Riders. The other horses are either free leases to us or people haul their horse in on a specific night of lessons. We do utilize about 200 volunteers, so it's very important that you're here with us and learning about us. We have 6 PATH certified instructors, and I have 3 people that are in training to be an instructor. And then our Afton site is at 2007 Neal Avenue South, just on the border of Woodbury, and about 2 miles south of 94. So I'm going to let Kathy Jo take over for a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Kathy Jo, Chief Executive Officer and Carriage Driving Instructor. I'd also like to welcome our Development Director, Erin Larson, will be joining us today. In support of our mission, we are proud to host these fundraisers. During the month of June, the Walk, Wheel, and Ride-a-thon is a virtual event supporting RVR's program expenses. Donations directly benefit our riders and horses. Participate in your preferred activity: walking, running, riding your horse, canoeing, and more. In the past, we even had someone take their pet turtle for a walk. You may donate yourself or collect pledges for your family and friends. We have a matching grant opportunity to double your donation up to $12,000. Excuse me. Also, we have our mini ride-a-thon during lesson times with a special trail ride for our participants. Please consider making a donation in honor of your rider, sharing your RVR story, or collecting pledges to support our riders and horses. We have in June, you can purchase RVR shirts, jackets, and caps. These photos are some of the possibilities, but final selection and design are still to come. We have something special planned since 2026 is the year of the horse. You can earn these items by fundraising or donating at the Walk, Wheel, and Ride-a-thon. After June 1st, go to our website to order. Orders must be placed by June 30th. During checkout, use the group pickup local delivery option to avoid all shipping charges, and your order will be ready at our lesson site in early August.
And more information about this will be shared with you too, end of May.
We have an opportunity that will give you a sense of pride every time you volunteer. Our horse sponsorship program. You choose the horse you want to sponsor and know your support makes a direct impact on our horses, and in doing so benefits our riders. With $10 or more monthly gift, you will receive a photo of your horse. Visit our website for more details and see photos of all 11 of our horses you may choose from. On November 21st, the Roundup Gala is the end-of-year celebration of the accomplishments of our participants, including stories, videos, and photos. The evening includes dinner, music, and our fundraising auction. We hope you will come and bring your family and friends so they can learn more about how you support our participants and the difference you make in their lives. Tickets will be available for sale later this summer. There are also volunteer opportunities at this event.
Thank you, Kathy Jo.
Thank you.
So here's a summary of our participants' special needs and the age ranges that we serve. So autism and genetic disorders such as Down syndrome are our largest categories of disabilities. We offer our services to most all ages, so riders must be at least 4 years old. There's no upper limit, age limit, as long as we have a doctor's approval and we have an appropriate horse available. As you can see, we have a good mix of age ranges as well. This has come up as a question in the past, so I'd just like to mention it now to everyone. RVR has liability insurance coverage through Markel that fully protects our volunteers from any claims by participants or their families. So please know that you are protected. So here are some of the benefits as reported to us by our participants and their families in our annual survey. We set goals for each of our participants, and they work on these goals in fun ways throughout the season. Many of these benefits are realized beyond RVR. These benefits are seen by the families at home and at school by their teachers. Just everyone know this is not just a pony ride. There's a lot of things going on for these participants while they're riding this horse and doing these different lesson plans. So autism is our largest category that we serve. This is a lifelong neurodevelopmental condition affecting communication, social interaction, and behavior, with symptoms ranging from mild to severe. Affecting roughly 1 in 31 children in the US. I just looked that up. It's just mind-boggling. It is diagnosed through behavioral observation, often around the age of 5, although signs appear by age 2. Challenges include repetitive behaviors, sensory sensitivities, and difficulties with social communication. Our participants with autism have abilities that vary widely. These bullet points give you some of the more common symptoms. Sometimes change is difficult for those with autism, so we do try to keep the same horse and volunteer team with them week to week. Genetic disorders, about 30% of our participants have genetic disorders. So genetic disorders are caused by abnormalities in a person's DNA. It can be a mutation to a single gene or a chromosome or a combination of both. There are well over 6,000 known genetic disorders. And the largest category of genetic disorders for River Valley Rider participants is Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a common genetic condition caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21, resulting in mild to moderate intellectual disability, developmental delays, and distinct physical traits. It is a lifelong condition, often accompanied by health complications such as heart defects. But supportive care and early intervention can help these individuals reach their full potential. So Down syndrome occurrence in the US is 1 in 700. So I've listed some of the other genetic disorders you will see with our participants this year. We have a rider profile book that you will see on site, and it will give you more detail about each rider and their special need. Plus, that book will contain information about that rider's goals. When you're assigned a rider, you can check their profile and, if desired, look up their diagnosis to gain more insight. So there are many shared symptoms across all these genetic disorders: short stature, decreased muscle tone, developmental and speech delays, seizures, balance issues, and impaired social skills. It is not uncommon for our participants to have more than one disorder, such as Down syndrome and autism. Cerebral palsy, or CP, is a group of disorders that affect a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. Most CP is related to brain damage that happened before or during birth. So CP is typically diagnosed by the age of 2 years old. Symptoms include muscle tightness or spasms, difficulty with walking or running, and with fine motor skills such as writing. They may also have seizures and learning disabilities. Developmental delay is when a child's progression through predictable developmental phases slows, stops, or reverses. Some symptoms include a delayed development of motor, cognitive, social, and emotional skills. There are several known causes for this delay, but sometimes the cause remains unknown. These participants may have difficulty with social and emotional skills, much like those with autism. They may have trouble understanding social cues. ADD, ADHD is 3%. It's attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So this affects a person's ability to perform to their potential. Symptoms can include impulsive behavior, difficulty focusing on tasks. That's a big one. Disregard for social courtesies and poor organizational skills. Traumatic brain injury, or TBI. This is caused from a trauma to the head that disrupts the normal function of the brain. So an example of a common cause of a TBI is a car accident. Symptoms include balance issues, hearing and vision issues, memory loss, impaired speech, difficulties making decisions, and possibly emotional and behavioral changes. TBI can actually change a person's personality. So it can cause some irritability, mood swings, changes in temperament, and changes in eating habits and sleep difficulties. Now, those were listed as negative changes, but we have one participant that has a TBI, and he actually told me that since his TBI, he's a much better person. So it can work both ways, I guess. Okay, so several of our diagnoses that we see include seizure disorders. So a seizure is the symptom of an abnormal brain function resulting in a surge of energy through the brain, causing unconsciousness and contractions of the muscles. So epilepsy means the same as seizure disorder, but it is characterized by unpredictable seizures and can cause other health problems. So RVR has a seizure protocol document on our website that I encourage you to review. If people are prone to seizure, it usually shows up before the age of 10 or after the age of 55. If a person has autism or has a TBI, they're at a higher risk of having a seizure disorder. So we do have riders that have seizures. Some are very mild. Most of our riders' seizures are under control. So they are controlled. So muscle tone, so low muscle tone and high muscle tone. One of our instructors, who's also a physical therapist, likes to use a couple of Wizard of Oz characters as examples for low muscle tone and high muscle tone. That probably dates us, I know, but hopefully you'll know what we're talking about. So the Scarecrow exhibits the low muscle tone. He's floppy and he has poor body control. And the Tin Man definitely exhibits the high muscle tone with his rigid body always needing oiling. So often you will see low muscle tone in those with Down syndrome and high muscle tone in those with CP. So lessons are conducted by certified instructors, as we mentioned. We do charge for our lessons, although the cost of these lessons only cover about 30%. So we have to fundraise to raise the rest of the money to support our operations. And the River Valley Hotline, that's a number you should put on your refrigerator or have it in your phone. So that's a recorded line. So call that number if you're going to miss a night of volunteering. If you know ahead of time, if you're going to go on vacation and stuff, you're going to have schedules that you can fill out, and you can cross off dates that you aren't able to attend, so that I know ahead of time that I need to find a sub for you. And then we're also a member of PATH International, which is Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International. They've been around since 1969, and they're kind of our umbrella organization, and they provide us with education and certification for our instructors. They also provide us with safety standards that we follow and guidelines and best practices. And then also being a member of PATH, we do get a discount on insurance, which is quite expensive if you're dealing with horses. So our lesson site, as I mentioned, 2007 Neal Avenue South, Afton. You should be able to find it on Google Maps. It's pretty simple, just about 2 miles south of 94. So we're still just on the border of Woodbury. So our riders and drivers, as we mentioned, have a lot of physical benefits, social skills benefits, and communication abilities improve. The horse is a great motivator. I know I've had physical therapists tell me they wish they had the horse in school or at their clinics because they can't get the kids to do the things that we could get them to do because of the animal that's involved. So horses are often they create deep bonds with their riders and drivers, and they show amazing awareness of our students' special needs. In fact, a horse will tell you when your student's having a seizure before you'll know that they're having a seizure. It's very incredible. They're very in tune to us and very sensitive animals. Volunteers, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you assisted a person with special needs to participate in a horseback riding program that's going to benefit them the rest of their life. It's good for your health, getting out in the outdoors, exercise. And you also can, take your mileage is tax deductible. And then there are many jobs. Our main jobs are horse leading and sidewalking, but there are many other jobs that you can also help with: cleaning and maintaining tack, grooming horses. If you come early before lessons start, like 4:30, you could participate in helping to clean the horses up. Sometimes in the spring when it's muddy, there's a lot of cleaning to do. Cleaning paddocks, you can work at activity stations during the lessons, and then you don't need a lot of equine experience to do some of these other activities. Mainly you need equine experience if you're going to be a horse leader. So you must be able to count on you for the 3 C's, which is commitment. So when you say you're going to be there, please be there. But things happen, life happens. So if you have to stay late for work, something's come up, you get, anything, just call our RVR line. And I check that often before lessons start. Leave a message and say you're going to be late or I'm not going to be able to get there. That's fine. But in general, if you've signed up for a date, please come on that date. Confidentiality, so we maintain our rider and driver information as confidential, and we'll hope you'll tell others about your experiences, but don't use your riders' names necessarily unless you have permission by the parents. Conduct, so all people and horses are treated with dignity and respect. So reading and referring to this handbook will help you. And then in return, you can always count on us for a clear job description, information and training, supervision, open communication. If you have issues with the team you're assigned with, the horse you're assigned with, please talk to me or one of the other instructors. We'll make it right. Horses have personalities, the same as people do, and not everyone and not every horse match. So it's not a problem. So some of our policies, policy of drug-free awareness, background checks. So we do, to create a safe environment, one of our methods is to do background checks on our volunteers if you're over 18 or 18 and older. It doesn't cost you anything. We pay for it. And it doesn't happen immediately. So first we want you to come and volunteer a couple weeks and just kind of see if this is the right fit for you. And if you've got the time to commit to it. And then we will initiate background checks probably in early May for this team of new volunteers. Social media policy, you can share your stories, but don't tag the pictures with any names for our riders. And then we reserve the right to remove any inappropriate postings. So animal policy. So no visiting animals are allowed at the lessons unless these are service animals. So now service animals are different than emotional support animals because service animals have special training. So emotional support animals are not allowed, but service animals, if you need a service animal, those are allowed. So here's your Sidewalker job description. We will be going over that pretty carefully in the on-site training, hands-on training. So we'll be going over all these things with you on that, as well as the horse leader training. We'll have different stations at the site that you will learn more about these. But then there's always just the basic safety rules. So safety is everyone's responsibility, and we take it very seriously. You have vulnerable people on 1,000 to 1,200 pound animals. So we definitely are very safety conscious. Wear supportive boots and enclosed shoes when you're walking around horses. They can't see your feet. They can't see their own feet. So if you don't want to get stepped on. If you have to carry a cell phone, you must put it on silent or vibrate while you're in the lessons, and no talking and texting while you're doing your lesson, while you're supporting a rider. If you have to take a call, just notify one of us in the arena and we will take your spot or find somebody to take your spot while you can take your phone call. Don't bring treats for the horses. I know it's very tempting to do that. But if you do that, they're going to be looking for treats from everyone. And then what happens is they get mouthy and accidentally somebody could get bit. So, we don't bring treats. We know that the gates have to be closed when the lesson is going on. So that is a big no-no in the path book. And then again, we don't have to cancel very often now that we have an indoor arena, a heated indoor arena, and also in the summer. So, even if it's pretty hot, we keep the indoor arena closed. It is a fully insulated arena, so it stays cool in there. So it's quite a bit cooler than outside, at least unless we have a heat wave that goes on for a couple weeks, then it could be that we'll have to cancel because even the indoor arena gets very hot then too. But if there's severe weather, that's the main thing, threat of tornadoes, damaging winds and hail, we may cancel. So the rule is call the RVR line at 651-439-288 or 2558 after 3:30 on the day that you're of lessons. And if we are canceled, that message will say right away, this is River Valley Riders, riding is canceled today. So it's very clear. If it's the normal message on there that, hello, this is who we are, and leave a message, we're not canceled. So, but if conditions are changing, please check that line before you leave home. We try to catch everybody and make the decision before you're leaving your homes and stuff, but if you can do that, because we're not going to reach out to everyone and say we're canceled. We put it on you to call that number and to find out, because otherwise I have 60 people to call or whatever. It's pretty hard to do that. Okay, so we have the severe weather shelters, as I mentioned, indoors, the restrooms in that small classroom. And then remember, your dedication and sincerity make a world of difference. And we'll talk a little bit more about, what you do, and why it's so important.
Hello again. I'm Kathy Joe, also one of RVR's carriage driving instructors. Katie Connolly is our other carriage driving instructor, and you'll meet her this afternoon. Our goal for our participants is to learn to drive a horse as independently as possible. Some of the benefits of carriage driving are to improve posture and balance, develop self-esteem and confidence, stimulate communication, improve hand-eye coordination, and foster self-reliance by providing a sense of freedom. Our four-wheel carriage shown here is designed so that drivers may remain in their wheelchair if necessary. We also use a two-wheel cart for drivers who can mount and support themselves with minimal assistance. As a volunteer in the driving program, you will work closely with our participants and horses and a variety of other responsibilities. Lessons are on Mondays and Thursdays, afternoons and early evenings. Contact me to learn more about carriage driving, although currently there are no open volunteer shifts. We have other volunteer opportunities also. If you have a special talent for photography, gardening, party planning, or fundraising, we have jobs for you. Paddock cleaning can be done on weekends before or after your volunteer lesson times. If you are flexible during the day, we hope you will join us for our school programming in May and June. Please tell us about your interests in these areas. Thank you.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I wanted to say that what you do for RVR really matters. So here are some quotes from last year from our current volunteers. So this was my first summer at RVR, and I found this experience humbling, heartwarming, and very satisfying. The parents and caregivers are so supportive. My riders have been unique and endearing. So much to learn. Another person wrote, volunteering at RVR allows me to enrich my life and to offer assistance when I can to those in need. I love RVR. And a third person wrote, RVR provides a very valuable and necessary service. I'm a true believer in the healing power of animals, particularly the special bonding that can exist with a horse. And then here are some quotes from our actual participant families. Our daughter looks forward to her lessons each week and is always beaming. It's truly her thing. We have seen significant physical gains in her core strength and balance and coordination. The environment in RVR has also provided emotional support and social growth, fostering confidence, independence, and responsibility. We consider this program an invaluable part of her life. Another family wrote, riding lessons help my son to self-regulate. He is calmer, with an uplifted mood, quick to relax and sleep. This year, he finally reined his horse with purpose, verbally using whoa and go, with the biggest grin on his face. You could see how proud he was in himself. And another parent wrote, my daughter had a decrease in anxiety, an increase in confidence and willingness to try new things. She is more willing to share her thoughts in groups. Riding helps her remember goals and to use skills learned at RVR to remain calm. Thank you for listening to the training overview, and we're so excited to have you join our team.